they're playing faster, and things are cleaner. So that's where we need to be.
What is it about, I guess, opening day, for first practice, the excitement of the players, because you had the spring ball, but now they know, hey.
It's just different. I mean, it's real. We're not getting ready to play a game. And we're not playing each other. It's not the spring game. We have an opponent, and we're less than 4 weeks away from the first game, and there's just a little bit more of a sense of urgency because of what's ahead of us.
A little thing about the opening practice. I was watching teaching some of the fundamentals. You had that one drill where the coach is rolling the balls out, just teaching kids some of the basics, making sure they have everything covered.
Yeah, I mean, I think any good football team has a fundamental base, and something as simple as how to recover a fumble. We have a bunch of freshmen in our program that have never been with us in a practice, and there might be offensive linemen, it might be a kicker. Some game may come down to our ability to recover maybe our own fumble, and you've got to teach players how to do that. It's a skill, there's a technique, there's a way that we do that and a way that we teach it, and that's the Wake Forest way. And almost every day there is something like that we'll introduce, and you don't want to do 8 of them at once or it loses effect. But again, one of our main goals is to win the turnover battle, and part of doing that is successfully recovering fumbles. So we teach how we do that.
I was watching when you guys are running plays, you have the 3 people off to the side calling hand signal plays. Just talk about that. It's kind of synchronized play calling. I mean, it just kind of looks unique and different, to the viewer. It's not accustomed to seeing that.
Well, that's how we signal plays in, and we're going to have to always switch who the live signaler is. At any point, it could be any one of the 3 people. The teams we play will have guys up in the press box with binoculars, and they'll try to figure out what we're doing and how we're signaling. And it's no different than like a third base coach in baseball, that you have all those signals of, are you going to steal? Is it going to be a hit and run? Should you take the pitch? And it can't be decoded. So the way we do it is we have multiple signals and we have multiple people doing it.
The fans are all, their main position they wonder about is the quarterback. What's that situation? I see everybody touching the ball out there today.
Yeah, I mean, we split the reps equally, almost close to equal among 4 different players. And again, we know that that will be a process, but it'll go from 4 to 3, and eventually there'll be a guy taking snaps for us the first game. So I don't know who our starting quarterback is right now. Those guys will settle it on the field between now and the 28th.
You say it's going to be a process. Is it something that you want to dwindle down as each week passes by with the season being?
Yeah, I've said this before, that I think in things like this, I'd like to say, hey, in 1 week it'll be 3, in 2 weeks it'll be 2. When it happens, it happens. I don't want to put an artificial time frame on it. It is hard. You can't get 4 quarterbacks ready. You can't get 3, and it's difficult to get 2 in a new offense. So, we'd like to make this a 2-way battle as soon as we can, but we're just not going to do it for the convenience of doing it. We're going to do it because we have a top 2 guys.
Mm-hmm. You spoke about how clean everything looked today with your team. How much credit does that go to, your coaching staff coming together and the players doing the off-season work or whatnot to, make sure they have a nice chemistry and gel coming into this?
I think a lot of the credit goes to the players because, at the end of spring football, other than a couple meetings a week, the players took it on their own initiative and got out there and ran captain's practices, and it just didn't look like a first day practice. I mean, it looked like a team that had been running plays and knew how to line up and where to go. And I give our players a lot of credit that they knew that we weren't where we needed to be at the end of spring, and they took it on their own to get out there and get work done. And I thought we looked different because of it. I thought we looked. It's just amazing. And I've been through it before, but the jump you have to go from your first spring to your first fall is significant. And you really are relying on your players to do it. And again, it's one practice, but our guys, they sacrificed this summer, and I thought we looked different.
You spoke of the questions on the offensive side of the ball, but it doesn't look like that there's that many questions on the defensive side of the ball. How impressed were you with their play? I saw them knocking around and making a few plays out there, especially in the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, again, I thought as we left the spring, there was a significant gap between where we were defensively and offensively. And, you know, whether that was because we were good on defense or bad on offense, we'll find out as the season goes on. But, you know, again, I thought it looked like a closer gap, but I expect us to be good on defense. I really do. You know, with the secondary we have back, I think some of the personnel we have, we expect to be a good defense. We know we're going to be young on offense, but we'll get that thing sped up and hopefully get where we need to be.
Coach, what's the one thing you're most impressed with by walking off the field today?
Just how clean it was, the speed at which we got through practice. You know, we have team periods that we have to get X number of plays in so much time. And today, almost every one of those team periods, we were done early, which tells me that we were practicing with tempo. And, you know, just an example, if we have 20 plays in a team period, our goal is to get through that in, you know, about 13 minutes. And typically through the spring, we were going over, and today we finished early. So that we were getting 20 plays done in 3 or 4 minutes less time than we were in the spring. And that, you know, we finished practice early, and we got all the work in we needed to get. So that was, I say, hey, it was clean. Guys knew what they were doing. That means you weren't making a lot of on-the-field corrections. You weren't realigning guys. That was impressive.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach.
Thank you very much.